let's be honest here. If developers actually gave the Wii U a chance and actually tried to innovate using the Wii U gamepad, using Miiverse, doing stuff that like Sonic Lost Worlds is doing, don't you think that we all have better games? Don't you think Fuse could be a better game if they said, you know what, let's put this on the Wii U, let's develop it. It's a last-gen game. If you're going to have last-gen, that's fine. Wii U can port last-gen games, no problem. We saw Assassin's Creed, blah, blah, blah. There's a ton of ports on the Wii U. I don't understand why they wouldn't put it on the Wii U, develop it, use the control mechanisms, and if they want to port it to the Xbox 360 and PS3, cool. But develop it for the Wii U and innovate. Because you can make that game to where it can stand out. On the 360 and PS3, Fuse doesn't stand out. Like, what's so great about Fuse on the PS3 and 360? What does it do? It does nothing. I'm serious, I gotta look at my board back there. It does nothing. But if they actually said, you know what, let's innovate. Let's develop on the Wii U. Let's use the Wii U's unique interface. Let's use the Wii U's IR abilities. Let's use the Wii U's features. It could be a better game. It could have been a better game. But, I mean, developers are just so stupid, man. Like, the Western developers are just so dumb. Development costs are so high. But at the same time, development costs can be tempered if you focus on the right things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you focus on the right things, development costs can be tempered. You know, it won't be too bad. And, you know, all this crap that I see, like people saying, oh, well, it's not worth putting on Wii U. It's not worth putting on Wii U. That's not true. If you make a good game, you have a better chance of it selling. You're just not giving Wii U owners a chance to buy anything. That's the thing. People say, oh, well, it won't sell on Wii U. Well, what, a late port won't sell on Wii U? People talk like Madden? Yeah, Madden 13 is not going to sell on Wii U. It's Madden. It's the last year's version of Madden without all the features. These developers are leaving features out. These developers are taking stuff out of the game. They're not trying. Whatever. Yeah, I know. Seriously, Ricard says it's pennies in the scheme of development. It is. Honestly, it is. It is pennies in this. It's a bit pennies when it comes to certain things. When it comes to certain things, yes, it's expensive. But remember, Ubisoft did say that it costs about $1 million to port a game over to Wii U. So a port from PS3 and 360 costs $1 million to Wii U. Yeah, porting the game. Now, I see what you're saying with developing a game for Wii U. So yeah, the initial development for the Wii U, yeah, that would cost a lot. A game like Fuse it's not a cheap game. But then again, a game like Fuse it's not a super AAA budget type of game, you know. Yeah. But anyway, whatever. That was a little rant. Wonderful 101. Okay, so final impressions on the Wonderful 101. Just to get back on track here. Who's going to buy the game? Is this a buy for everybody here? Let me know. I want to see in the comments here. I'm going to start reading it. Operation Kill Bro, dude. Me. Another buy. 3, 4, 5. Yup. Oh, we got a maybe. RPX maybe? Yes. Oh, hell yeah. Use past day 1 on my birthday from parents. Yep. Wow. Looks like more people are more excited about It's Beautiful Joe and Pikmin. Heck yeah. It looks like more people are. So it looks like they're more excited about buying Wonderful 101. Maybe because it's closer in time than Bayonetta. But yeah, Wonderful spiritual successor to Beautiful Joe. Yeah. I mean, they're different. They're different structured games, but definitely the aesthetic looks very similar. Financial aid is going to hate me. Dude, I would spend all my financial aid money on video games when I was in college. It was like, books? Nah, don't need the book. Do not need the book. I can borrow my friend's book. I'm buying No More Heroes. Woo! What do you think the name will... it's going to be the Wonderful 101. It's not going to be Project P100. That was the name before they announced it. It's the Wonderful 101. I'll tell you guys a quick story. When I was in college, I actually is the best role model. Hey. I graduated from college with a 3.3 GPA. Yeah. 3.3 GPA, baby. I'll tell you guys, this goes right into my role model story. When I was in college, I was in physical education for my major, and when Resident Evil 5 came out, there was a class that conflicted with me playing it because I had all my classes in the morning, and then I had a huge break, and then I had dance. And Resident Evil 5, like I would come home and I would play Resident Evil 5 and I wouldn't want to go to dance. I'd have to stop playing Resident Evil 5 and go to dance. So I actually quit dance and changed my major to general kinesiology so I didn't have to take dance. It was I changed my major because of Resident Evil 5. So, I don't want to be a PE teacher no more because Resident Evil 5 is here. This game, this game caused me to change everything. Francis equals mall student seems legit. That's dedication. Yeah, I platinumed this game. Has anybody got the platinum in Resident Evil 5? Or all the achievements? It's freaking, it takes forever. Dance, Francis. Yeah, I got the platinum in that game. It takes so long. So yeah, it was a necessity. I had to do it. You better get the platinum in the game if you change your major. Yeah, I actually ended up changing my major for it. As far as, I'll get to that in a second. Do you think they should bring an achievement system to the Wii U? We're going to talk about all the stuff that needs to come to the Wii U at the end of this. This is going to be long, so for those, I'm just letting you guys know this whole thing is going to be very long because everybody told me that my last one wasn't long enough, so this one's going to be long. So we're going to talk about a ton of things. So yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to what we think Wii U needs later. Not as bad. RE6 is crap. Yeah, you know what, you're right. RE5, the AI is bad. The AI is bad, but it's bad on professional. Like, the game is damn near unplayable on professional. On professional mode, you have to have a real life character with you. Like, I played that game with my brother, beat it. I played that game with my friend Andre. I played that game with people online. You have to have a real character if, yeah. RE4 is my favorite too. Yeah, playing co-op is awesome. Playing co-op is awesome in Resident Evil 5. But the good thing about this game, though, the good thing about Resident Evil 5 is that I think that it still had some of the things that made the other Resident Evils cool, and they did go towards more of the action, but it was still really fun to play, and I think the writing and everything is really good. Resident Evil 6 is just crap, but yeah, Resident Evil 4 to me is the pinnacle. Like, there's not a better Resident Evil experience, in my opinion, than Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil Revelations is cool, but it doesn't have that scope. It doesn't have that scale of Resident Evil 4. Maybe because Resident Evil 4 came first, but Resident Evil 4 just did so many things. It was like the innovator. It was like how Mass Effect 2 is to maybe Mass Effect 1. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a better example out there. But how they just kind of took everything, kind of rehauled so many things. Yeah, I do. Do I think DRM for the next gen games is like? Yeah. The Wii U isn't getting as many games because a lot of publishers are dropping out because of the whole DRM thing. But they're going to realize very soon that they better support the Wii U because the Wii U is going to get a ton of sales this fall, and people are not going to buy the Xbone as much as everybody thinks that they are. So we'll see about that. This whole DRM thing, there's people here that aren't going to. Everybody here bought. A lot of people here in this chat room bought the Xbox 360. I don't think any of us are going to buy the Xbox One. I mean, let's be honest here. A lot of people aren't going to buy the Xbox One because of this whole DRM thing. You can't, like, for instance, like if I was to say, hey, Ricard, you want to borrow this game? You want to play this game? No, you can't do that. You can't do that with the Xbox One. You can give it to him that he has to be registered on my friends list for 30 days, and then he can have it. But I don't get the game back. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm not buying that crap. I mean, Super Wii Entertainment System. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you something right now about the PS4. There's technology built into the PS4, the same technology that's built into this thing right here. I think it's on this side right here. That's the NFC reader that can detect physical objects and transport them into the game. The PS4 has this same technology built into the system in a patent. It's actually built into the system. So PS4 discs are going to, exactly, yeah, Ricard, NFC game disc. NFC technology is built into the PS4, and when you plop that game into the PS4, it's going to know this is this person's game. It's going to register you. It's going to do a lot of the same things that the Xbox One does, but in a sneaky Sony Kaz Hirai Ridge Racer type of way, that where he kind of tries to just sneak it in there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to pass as much blame off to other people as they can. So, but yeah, the PS4 has NFC technology built into it to where it can read discs. So if it knows if you take that over to a friend's house, you might not be able to play that game. That's the thing. And I'll talk on Sony and Microsoft real quick since everybody's talking about it in the chat. Publishers aren't going to want Microsoft to have all these DRM and restrictions on used games and stuff, and for Sony not to have that. That's a problem. That's a big problem for publishers. You know, and they're going to want Sony to do the same thing Microsoft is doing. That's why Sony is waffling. They are waffling, man. I think Sony's a bit confused on what they're going to do. They want to pass on as much blame to the publishers and make it seem like they didn't do this. But Sony's going to have some restrictions on used games and stuff too. It's not going to be as clear. It's not going to be as, oh, everybody's saying, you know, I watched the video from Hip Hop Gamer the other night, and he's like, oh, well, Sony's not doing this like this. Yeah, my boy, the Hip Hop Gamer, and Sony's not doing all this like this, man. I'm telling you. And I'm looking like that at that video, and I'm like, I don't know, Hip Hop. I don't know. You know? Exactly. Infamous Press says they're gonna do it in the same way, but a sly way. It's going to be sly. It's definitely going to be sly because publishers. That's why publishers are flocking to the Xbox One. Publishers are flocking to the Xbox One because they want to get in on that initial hype. They want to put their games out on that initial hype. Get those initial Xbox idiots to buy their games. And if it ends up tanking, well, we sold our games real quick. We can move on to the Wii U or move on to the PS4 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's why Xbox, that's why Microsoft is getting so much stuff. That's why, what's that game? You guys heard of that publisher Titan, or not Titan, Respawn? They have a new game called Titanfall coming out, and it's like a Microsoft exclusive for no reason. I mean, maybe Microsoft paid them and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's like they want to get all those sales. You know what I'm saying? They want to get all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's coming, that Titanfall game from Respawn. And for those who don't know, Respawn Entertainment, they're former guys that basically created the modern Call of Duty that you see now. Call of Duty, they created Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, or whatever, yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, the revolutionary game. I will say that game was very innovative back in 2007. That game was very innovative. They created that, and they ended up leaving. After they had debate, or they had a problem with Activision over bonuses with Call of Duty. So yeah, MS is spending $1 billion for game development. Yeah, that's filler. $1 billion for game development as far as like cloud-based gaming and Connect technology. That's what they mean. That's such a PR